Before I start today's story, I need to ask you something. Have you ever left a salon and felt different? Not just different because of your hair, but different inside. Like something that followed you there didn't follow you back. Or worse, something followed you home that wasn't yours. Because what if the person whose hand were in your hair was taking something from you while you were smiling in the mirror? Brace yourselves, because what I'm about to tell you tonight is going to change the way you choose your hairdresser forever. And before we continue, please tell me where you are watching from in the comment section. In the heart of a busy Nigerian town, where generators never stopped humming and traffic never truly sleeps, there was a salon, you know the type. Bright signboard, neat chairs, always full. The kind of place where women waited for hours, not because it was cheap, but because of one woman. Her name was Bose. Beautiful, calm, soft-spoken, the kind of woman you trusted immediately, the kind of woman you felt safe around. And that was the first mistake. People said once Bose touches your hair, you look like a different person. And they were right. They just didn't know you became a different person. Bose's skin was always glowing, her hair always perfect, too perfect. But there was something people noticed, although not immediately, only if you were paying attention, and nobody ever really does. When Bose walked, she didn't talk, she didn't laugh, she didn't even react. But her lips were always moving. She never rushed. She never gossiped like other hairdressers. She never even raised her voice. She just watched carefully, because Bose wasn't just choosing hairstyles, she was choosing people. Let me introduce you to the first woman. A young woman, happy, full of life. She walked into that salon laughing. She sat in Bose's chair, relaxed, scrolling her phone, completely unaware. Bose smiled at her and began. Her hands moved slowly, delicately, but if you watched closely, you would see it. Her lips moving, not talking to the client, not talking to anyone, but underneath her breath, in a language older than that salon, older than that street, she was saying, "Kí orí rẹ yí padà, kí ìmọ́lẹ̀ rẹ kí ó rọ, kí ayé rẹ kí ó tẹ̀ sí mi ní ọwọ́." That is, let your destiny change, let your light fade, and let your life bend into my palm. The young woman left smiling, hair beautiful, heart full of joy. She didn't feel anything, at least not yet. That night, she lay in bed, eyes wide open. She's not blinking, she's just staring at the ceiling. 10 minutes passed, then 20. Her body was tired, but something inside her refused to sleep. When she finally closed her eyes, she felt it. Fingers running through her hair. Gently, slowly, she opened her eyes. Nothing was there, but the feeling didn't stop. The next morning, it came. A headache, small, that she ignored it. The day after, it returned. But this time, it was stronger. By the third day, she woke up tired. Not body tired, life tired. The kind of tiredness that sleep doesn't fix. Days passed, then weeks. The headache became constant. Then came the dreams. Someone combing her hair at night, whispers she couldn't understand. Opportunities she couldn't explain loosen, a sadness with no name. She went to doctors. The doctors found nothing. She went to church. She prayed. It didn't stop. Now, my wonderful viewers, I want to stop here and ask you something. Have you ever left a salon and woken up the next morning with a headache? A kind of headache that feels different from your normal headache. Not a migraine, not stress. Different, like something pressing from inside your head, like something that wasn't there before. Comment below right now, because what I'm about to tell you next might explain something you thought you imagined. Now, it didn't happen to one person, not even two. It became a pattern. But nobody connected it, because Bose's work was just too good, and the victims, they were too scattered. They were too ashamed to compare notes. Then came the second woman. Different, more confident, more successful. The kind of woman who had fought for everything she had. She built her business from nothing. She knew her worth. She sat in Bose's chair like she owned the room. Bose looked at her and smiled, longer than necessary. This one was different. This one carried more. This one was worth more. She began as usual, but this time the chant was deeper. Your good destiny I take. Your blessings become mine, and your suffering becomes yours. The next morning, the woman stood in front of her mirror, holding her comb. She looked at her reflection and forgot what she was about to do. Not for a second, not even for a moment. She was completely gone. Her own reflection felt like a stranger. Then it started. The bleeding. Not fast, not dramatic, just a drop from her scalp. Then another drop. Then another drop. As if something inside her head was being slowly removed. Doctors found nothing. No wound, no infection, nothing. Just blood from exactly where Bose's hand had been. Her business started failing. Contracts cancelled. Clients disappearing. Partners pulling out. Her mind becoming unstable like she's going crazy. She starts forgetting things. Simple things like her own phone number, her children's school name, things that don't just disappear unless someone took them. And honestly, someone did. Now, this is something very important. Bose was not born with this. She knew exactly what she was doing. She wasn't chosen. She was not special. She went looking for it. Because once, not so long ago, Bose was a nobody. Her salon was empty. Her name meant nothing. Clients came once and never returned. She couldn't pay her rent. She couldn't even feed herself properly. Poverty has a sound, and Bose heard it every day. In the silence of empty chair, in the echoes of a salon with no customers. And when a person is desperate enough, they go to places where they would never go otherwise. She traveled far from the city, down roads that don't have name, to a compound that has no signboard, where an old woman sat and asked no questions. She only said, "If you want to touch people's head, you must be ready to carry what lives inside them." The old woman told her, "The head is not just flesh, it is destiny. It is light. It is burden. If you take from it, it will follow you. If you take too much, you will lose yourself. she gave Bose something small, a dark mixture to rub into her palms before touching anyone's head. And a chant, not to say out loud, but never to forget. Then she warned her, "You will grow, you will shine, people will come to you, but one day you will touch a head that does not belong to you, and on that day, everything you have taken will remember you." Bose heard the warning, but she ignored it because poverty is louder than any warning. She went back to that salon, rubbed the mixture into her palm. She learned the chant and waited for her first client. Then she came. Then another. Then 10 more. And then a waiting list. Because here is what nobody understood. People are drawn to what carries light, even when that light is stolen. The salon filled, the money came, the glow arrived, her name spread, and every head she touched gave her a little more and took a little from them. A little destiny here, a little light there, a little future, a little peace. Just enough that nobody noticed immediately. Just enough that they blamed other things. Just enough to keep coming back. Because she never took everything at once. That would be obvious. She was patient. She learned from someone very patient. This is where everything changes. One ordinary afternoon, the door of the salon opened and a woman walked in. Different, quiet, watching, too calm. She sat down, no small talk, no phone, no fidgeting, just make my hair. The other hairdresser noticed her. Something about her made the room quieter, but they couldn't explain why. Bose approached her and smiled, a professional smile, the one that made everyone feel safe. The woman didn't return it. She just watched Bose in the mirror, calmly, knowing, like she had been here before, like she already knew how this was going to end. Bose began, her hand moving through the woman's hair. Then she stopped. Something was wrong. For the first time in many years, her hand felt resistance, like the hair was pushing back, like something underneath was aware. She started the chant as always, quietly, underneath her breath, like always. But this time, her voice shook. Without opening her eyes, without turning around, the woman spoke. Don't. Return what you have taken, or your hand will forget how to be yours. Bose laughed nervously. She continued. Stronger chant, louder, but her hand froze mid-air. Then slowly, her fingers bent backward. Not snapping, not breaking. It was bending, like they no longer belonged to her. She tried to pull away, but her hands didn't listen. Her reflection in the mirror was still smiling, even though she wasn't. She looked up into the mirror, and the client was gone. The chair was empty, but the mirror was full. Every face, every woman, every life she had touched and taken from, all of them began to move. Not at once, one by one, smiling, tilting, watching her like they had been waiting for this moment. Bose screamed. Not loud.
No, get off me!
She was broken. Her hand kept braiding. The hand was braiding hair. The hand was braiding nothing while she screamed. The other hairdressers ran. The clients scattered. The salon emptied in seconds. But Bose stayed because her hands wouldn't let her leave. Days later, the salon was still open, but Bose sat in one corner, braiding her own hair over and over and over again. Her hair undone, her uniform dirty, her eyes empty. Nobody came anymore. Not because they had what happened, but because whatever used to draw them to that salon was gone. The light was gone because the light was never hers to begin with, and the glow she had stolen had gone back to every woman it belonged to. Some of them woke up that morning and felt lighter, like something heavy had left them. They didn't know what it was, but we do. Because when someone takes from you slowly, you don't notice it leaving until it comes back. Some slept properly for the first time in months. Some received phone calls they had been waiting for. Their glory came back to them. The stolen glory and destinies was returned to them. Bose was now mad because when you take too many lives, you forget how to live your own. I want to ask you something before you go. Have you ever felt something in your spirit when someone touched your head? Not pain, something else, like your spirit is warning you. Something that made you want to move away, but you couldn't explain why. Our elders always said, the head is the most sacred part of the body. Not everyone deserves to touch it. And I'm not saying every hairdresser is Bose. Most of them are just women trying to make a living. But some things are worth paying attention to. So the next time someone touches your head, pay attention to how you feel. Because not every hand is there to help you. Some hands are there to take from you and your destiny. Comment below and tell me, has this ever happened to you or someone you know? And if this story found you today, maybe it was meant to. Subscribe to After Dark Tale by Bon for a new story every Thursday and Saturday. I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you for watching.